Hello, welcome beautiful vibrant souls to today's pick a card reading. So today's reading is really going to be looking at what needs to shift and change. This is a timeless reading, but this is inspired by the fact that at the time I'm filming, Pluto is going direct. I believe it's tomorrow. It's on the 8th, October 8th, which I think is tomorrow. I don't know. I never know what day it is. But you know, whenever planets go retrograde, this is a time for us to go inward and really be kind of reflective, contemplative about the energy or areas of life that planet rules, excuse me, and where we stand in relation to those areas. In addition to that, it's very heavily influenced and intersected by whatever sign it's in. So Pluto's going direct, it is in Capricorn. These are two energies that are not playing around. They're not screwing around at all. So while Pluto has been retrograde, which has been since either late May or early June this year, I cannot remember the exact date, I apologize, up until tomorrow. This is really a time to go inward and to really look at what needs to transform both internally and then externally in your life. And with it being in Capricorn, this is really a time to think about what you want to build in the long term, and how you want to get there, right? This is very much that life review kind of energy. So over the last, 4 months or so, this has really been a time where many of us have been encouraged to kind of take a second look at something. Now, it behooves you to look at where you have Pluto in your chart and where Capricorn falls in your chart, because this might give you kind of some additional insights as to, where in your life this might occur, or just kind of how this change might look or be aspected for you. Once again, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you're finding it, this can really just talk about what needs to shift and change in your life to have the best, most productive, prosperous journey forth toward building something that's really important to you. Sorry if you guys can hear construction vehicles outside. Not a lot I can do about that. Capricorn's really that energy of your legacy, right? So in terms of having Pluto in Capricorn and having it go direct, this is going to be a time where whatever we've sort of learned, whatever insights we've gathered while Pluto is retrograde, we are now going to be able to move forward and make those changes that are necessary in order to move toward our long-term vision. This will also be impacted by the fact that later on this month, which I believe it's the 22nd, Saturn is also going to be going direct. That will be in Aquarius. I will do a separate read on that at another time. But this is kind of what inspired the reading. So I'm just realizing some of my cute little gravel here is making a run for it. I'm trying to make it look cuter for you guys. So we have 3 groups to choose from today. We have group 1, that's signified by the Knight. You guys see? These cards are beautiful. I love them. We have group 2, which is signified by the Gate. And group 3, which is signified by the Serpent. So, as always, meditate, contemplate on the stacks in front of you. Pause the video if you need to. Once you have connected with a certain group, again, 1, 2, and 3, that connects with your energy or the energy of your question regarding this subject, please feel free to head to the timestamps in the description box below, and then head over to your selected option. And with that, I'm going to start with group 1. Oh God. Get over there, little gravel. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Hi, group 1. Okay, so you guys selected the group, excuse me, signified by the Knight. I'm really drawn into the stars here, so I do feel like for this group in particular, your natal chart might hold more insight than you might be aware of. So he's holding, I forgot what these things are called. If you know it, put it in the comments. But these things where there's usually like this, it's like the incense burner, but not quite, where there's usually like ceremonial smoke coming out. But to me, it almost looked like a cup for a second. So it makes me think of like the Ace of Cups is what I'm trying to say, long-windedly. This could have something to do with something where you're trying to balance your emotions. It's like the, you know, with the air and the water kind of alluded to here. It's like a battle between the head and the heart. I will say, while I was shuffling for this deck, this pile, I was shuffling this deck, and I had picked out a card, and then I saw another one as I was about to put the deck back in the box, and I was like, oh wow, that's actually the card. And I was really sure that the first one was it. So I took the card out. I haven't looked at it yet, and that's what this one is. But I looked at the one that I had originally picked, and it was representative of Saturn energy. And it was all about needing to make decisions. It's a card that I associate a lot with the energy of the Judgment card in the tarot, which is very much what we're talking about. This is like, that's the quintessential Saturn meets Pluto kind of energy. Excuse me. So there's something here where I almost feel like either you chose one way before and now something is coming back around in order for you to choose again. And I feel like the lesson isn't necessarily, you know, choose path B instead of path A, but you have greater clarity and insight, right? We have the gradient, and they talk about this in the book of, you know, this card is always about portals opening and needing to kind of see beyond the veil, needing to sort of see the entire picture. And they talk about the gradient of his head covering, going from light to dark. So there's something where there needed to be illumination. I'm hearing a light needed to be turned off so you could clearly see. There's something where you needed to see it from a spiritual perspective, and this is why I feel as if this thing or this opportunity is going to come around again, or something incredibly similar, because now you're making, what I'm hearing is a spiritually informed decision. So maybe before you were just trying to choose practically, or you were just choosing, you know, with your emotions, choosing with your heart, but there's something where they're in balance now. And again, the card I originally selected was representative of Saturn energy. So looking at your Saturn, looking at where you have Capricorn and then Aquarius in your chart might, as well as Pluto, and what's in your 8th house. Those all might be particularly pertinent here. So that's just kind of what I was getting to start us off here. But yeah, this thing is coming back around because now you've learned a lesson that might impact your decision, that might impact your perception. Things are in balance now. Even if it seems like you're in the dark, you're not. You see more clearly than ever before. And this was specifically because of the time, like they're showing me a circuitous route, the extra mile you've gone to understand it. So let's see what you have for your oracle cards. You have, ooh, love this one. We have gold with attract abundance. This is card 21. That reduces to a 3. Boop. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I'm trying to get better about placing the cards much more aesthetically, so I'm doing it for you guys. We have, ooh, ruby with rejuvenate your body. This is card 8. Okay. I want you guys to take a look at the image here as well. This is from the Intuition Oracle. And the back has like a little archetype and like a little affirmation, but I just want you guys to be able to see the image. Make sure you actually can see that. Yeah, okay. So we have 20, which is the Judgment card in the tarot. The Transformer. Wow. On the nose for you guys. And the affirmation is, I transform myself as a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly, and I transform into a person who can talk. And wow, yeah, okay. Ammonite with Palace and Trust. Card 31, and that reduces to a 4. I'm actually gonna do this. Okay. Can you guys see this? Since I am All right, that's not too bad. There we go. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so first and foremost, you've transformed. This could be a situation, we have like a lot of pentacles kind of energy between abundance and then your physical body referenced here. This could have to do with your material stability. This could also have to do literally, like I said, with your physical body. Especially where it's, you know, caterpillar and a butterfly. It's transforming the caterpillar's physical body. But it's more than just that. So we have this card, right? We have the Nautilus. And this always makes me think of, there's a card in another deck that has an image that's very similar to a Nautilus, and it's a card that's labeled round and round. And it always makes me think of this. Because whatever this is, you've gone round and around in circles on this issue. So this might be where you struggled with it for a very, very long time. You had kind of a judgment moment and you picked a particular path. And then there was an additional round of lessons. And your guides are really specifying you didn't make a wrong choice the first time. That choice that you made either, okay, hang on, let me back up. Back up, Sinessa. The first time around, say you have A and B, both paths were designed to try to help you learn a lesson that you needed to learn about this change that you're making, or this change that you need to make. Both were designed to help you grow in the direction you needed to grow in. Neither one was better than the other. They were both designed to help achieve a purpose. So if you're sitting here being like, damn it, I chose path A and I should have chose B. No, you haven't done anything. They were both designed to have you grow. And this is coming back around now or very soon because you have completed the task. We have a pearl here. And whenever I see pearls, this is, you know, it makes me think of pearls of wisdom. So these are lessons you've learned, but it makes me think about it like lessons you've learned through repeated challenge. For some of you, this might be about finding your voice, saying no to something potentially, finding your voice in expressing your talent, because I'm having a hard time gathering my thoughts and I'm almost like feeling a little nervous while I'm articulating. And I'm pointing it out because if I don't point it out, I will keep feeling it. So I'm like, if I talk about it, it goes away. Excuse me. But yeah. Oh my God, I'm sorry. My allergies. So pearls are formed through, it's when an irritant, and it's usually a grain of sand, but not always, gets inside the shell of a mollusk and it irritates the soft tissue. And in response, the mollusk secretes a substance called nacre. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's spelled N-A-C-R-E. And this is that like iridescent pearly substance, and it will just coat the irritant to protect itself. And it just does this over and over and over and over and over again in an attempt to protect its soft tissues. And at the end, you have this lovely, beautiful pearl. So whenever I see it, it is about your wisdom, about your lessons, but it's lessons that come from repeated exposure to difficulty. I'm hearing to trauma in this particular situation, to irritation, to aggravation. Excuse me. For a lot of you, I'm almost getting, well, not a lot of you, but for a portion of you, and it's not an insignificant portion, even if it's not the majority, some of this has to do with past life stuff. It's like in a past life you took A as your root, and then in this life you took option B, and it's created contrast at the soul. So if you've had especially a very challenging go-round this lifetime, whether it's about your material abundance, whether it impacts your physical body, I'm getting like 6th house kind of energy here. This is why you've been living option B in the hopes of helping you gain insight, helping you gain clarity. So this time around, when you have this, because I feel a huge transformation is underway, but like your moment is coming, right? We have 31 that reduces to a 4, and 4s are all about stability. So you are, first of all, having a breakthrough toward your stability. But your moment is coming. You may find that your physical body is very, very tired right now. You're going through ascension symptoms. Again, I'm not licensed mental or physical health professional here. But you might find that you're experiencing that, like randomly exhausted. I'm really drawn into his eyes. So some of you might be kind of starting to see orbs or seeing shadows out of the corner of your eye, or like seeing things for a split second as your gifts kind of expand and open up. Some of you are going through Akashic integration because you've learned this huge lesson and now you're ready, and this is about wielding power, right? Especially with that Pluto energy, this is a lot about your power. So some of you are expanding your spiritual gifts that you have developed in previous lifetimes or in other dimensions because you now have the maturity to wield your spiritual power. You're ready. I want to get more information about this though. So I want to know, I don't know. I'm feeling called to pull some cards. Oh, okay. 5 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, this also could have spanned over, look how many skulls we have here. This could span over multiple past lives, or this could involve a lot of people, like your entire soul network. So if something feels really big, it's because it is. Excuse me. Yeah, the 6 of Wands reversed at the bottom. You may have really felt, this is the Santa Muerte tarot, by the way, but it's a teeny deck. It's so cute. Okay, I'm good now. You may have just felt really thwarted. And in fact, actually, if you're watching this at the time I'm filming, the upcoming week's Astrocast also involved the 6 of Wands in a similar context. But you may have just felt really thwarted, like you were just never going to win. You know, again, there's a huge emphasis here on the material realm. So your physical being, your material well-being, your abundance, your money mindset, all of this. And in fact, actually on my TikTok the other day, I did a little mini reading about what is wrapping up or what needs to be put to rest as Pluto goes direct. And that was a huge theme there too. So if you're really resonating with this, I would recommend you go check that out because it might have additional insights for you. But yeah, let me see what you have because I just want to see what we're dealing with. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles reversed. For a lot of you, this has to do with your abundance or just your sense of security. The Tower reversed. That's so weird because in the TikTok video, the Tower reverse came out as well, and it was very much about this. The 5 of Pentacles reversed. And the 9 of Pentacles. No freaking kidding. Okay. So for many of you, this absolutely has to do with your abundance, but it's about so much more, right? First of all, I feel like a congratulations are in order. With the Tower reversed, as you can, well, I don't know if can you see? In this deck, it's got a very like MC Escher vibe. See that? It's so cool. I freaking love this deck. It's amazing. Beautiful. And so with the Tower reversed, this is always a call to me that changes need to be made. And with it reversed as opposed to upright, this is really talking about an individual being aware of these changes and taking the opportunities that Spirit presents and really doing the work, right? Which is preferable because then it's on our own terms. And I see that it's been hard for you with the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the 5 of Pentacles reversed. It has been a challenge. I feel like for you guys, there's a little grasshopper I'm noticing. I feel like for you guys, this has been difficult because it's like you guys could never get a solid start. Like I'm almost getting with the grasshopper, like every single leap of faith you have seemingly taken over either your lifetime or a very long span of time. I'm talking 10, 20 years. It's like everything that looks solid, looks good, looks like a good investment just falls apart with this Tower energy. Like, again, you know, the MC Escher kind of vibes here. It's like you can't see anything clearly. Everything, it seems like just when you get a sense of stability, everything comes crashing down. everything falls apart. And you might be very discouraged by this point where it's like, when is it finally going to be my turn? When am I going to leap and like stick my landing? You know, when is it finally going to be, I'm hearing enough. So there's this energy of like, when is it finally going to be enough? When am I finally going to get my abundance? When are we all done with twists and turns? When do I get to just kind of be upright here? Like when, you know, because again, this particular imagery, it's like, when do I finally get on solid ground without my entire world turning upside down? Because I feel like with all the skulls here as well, you know, this is like many deaths. Again, you've been through, we have the Transformer. Like, this is Pluto energy all day, baby. You really had to go through, some of you might have Pluto in Capricorn, but you really had to go through some very significant setbacks. Again, very likely when it comes to your material well-being. Some of you, this does have to do with your physical body. And some of you, you know, it is about material things, but it might shift in terms of what it is, right? This could be somebody who had to like move a lot. This is somebody who has like, you know, issues with housing where they keep kind of having to get shuffled around, or it's stuff like that, you know, but it's really just about your sense of feeling secure in the universe, right? Knowing that you're being looked after, knowing that things are happening for you, not to you, and really feeling secure, right? It's very root chakra kind of energy, feeling secure. And we have trust here, right? Being able to trust in your path and trust in spirit. And this is what I feel like you've been working on, is because things keep getting shaken up and changed for you, and you've had to learn how to trust and adapt. And part of what you're doing is strengthening your relationship to spirit, but with the Nine of Pentacles, a lot of what this is meant for is to strengthen your relationship with yourself, to learn how to trust yourself above all others, above everything else. And I feel like with the Knight here, you've had to do a lot of shadow work to get here. Like, all of these tower moments happened in order to help you learn how to count on yourself. And I feel like too, these tower moments have really helped you cultivate a lot of skills that you would need. I want to clarify this Nine of Pentacles, because that's been the goal here. Let's see, we have, yeah, the Seven of Wands. Oh, and the Moon. Okay. I want to see what this is, but not take it. Yeah, the World reversed. This cycle is wrapping up. And then the Magicians at the bottom, talk about an empowered sense of self. Yeah, so this has really been about, I feel like what this has been meant to help you do is meant to help you confront your fears and your illusions. There's something where you may have had, whether in this life or a past life, you may have really had a lot of like defensiveness. I feel like there's an element of trying to control your external reality because there was a fear, there's a lack of trust both in yourself and in spirit. So I almost kind of feel like some of you could have South Node in Cancer or Pisces with that Moon energy. But there's this element of, I think in this past energy, again, whether this is a past life or earlier in this life, there was a fear that when difficulty happens, when disaster kind of strikes, that you wouldn't be able to handle it, right? It's a fear in, again, the universe of like what is going to happen to you, what is, you know, like things again are happening to you, and like a fear of what comes next. And then there's also a fear of yourself, like what if I can't handle it? And these might not be conscious thoughts, right? And like obviously nobody wants to experience tower moments. That's never a fun thing. But what these have been specifically designed to do for you is to help you, these challenges have been to help you work through this. And I feel as if you guys have wrapped up during Pluto retrograde or are wrapping up now, the last of this energy, the last of this really deep fear, right? Because some of you, I feel like this has stopped you from taking chances with this grasshopper and then the ace reversed. It stopped you from taking chances in the past, right? This fear of loss has stopped you from really going for it. And this might be what has prevented you from attracting your abundance, is because there is fear in your aura. There was fear in your energy of, okay, I want this thing. I want to have, abundance. I want to have this, this lifestyle, this career, this, etc., this, stable relationship, this home. But there is also this fear of what happens if I get the thing I really, really want and I lose it. It goes away. And I feel like you've been going through a really challenging cycle that's been all about helping you confront those fears through having that happen. So a lot of you may have been doing surrender work, like a lot. Especially I'm seeing the last 3 years. Like a lot of you might have been going through having to let go of things, having to say goodbye to things just no longer resonating with you, and having to extricate yourself from it, being pushed to the edge of the situation, right? So if this was like certain people in your life, either they have, maybe dramatically left, or you experience the loss of loved ones. This is where, maybe you have things grow increasingly like acrimonious with people in your life, and you have to start cutting people off or putting up really significant boundaries. But this has been a lot of release work. A lot. And it's not just to help you learn this lesson, it's to help prepare, because everything in your life that you have or you have had up until this point has been manifested from these very, very deep fears, these like primal fears. And there's some astrologers that argue that the moon, because it's your subconscious, also taps into your past life energy. So I just want to put that out there in case that resonates. But it's this energy of like, you're really dealing with these like very deep soul level fears of change, because intimately intertwined with fear of change is a fear of loss and a fear of instability and insecurity. And I think that has impacted you from taking certain chances. And this is what is changing for you. This is what is being put to rest. And this is the direction you're encouraged to go. And look how the person on the Nine of Pentacles isn't looking at everything that's behind them. They're looking upward, right? They're looking out to a brand new future. A lot of you are being encouraged at this time, by the way. First of all, ruby is the birthstone for July, so that might be your birthstone. But a lot of you are being encouraged at this time to really make sure you're taking care of your physical body. If you are tired and you can, rest, right? Make sure you're staying well hydrated. Have a lot of like fresh fruits and vegetables if you can. Just try to really make sure you're taking care of yourself, because you really are shedding quite a lot. Again, very heavy on like ascension symptoms. You are coming into a cosmic balance that you've been working on for a very long time. So if you find yourself exhausted, you find yourself needing to be alone, you find yourself needing to meditate more, please make time for that. It's very important right now. Wow, this is like super duper deep. I should have figured it's Pluto, but like still. So yeah, you are wrapping this up. So congratulations, because this shit is hard. You are wrapping this up. You are right at the precipice, but I do feel like there's one more thing that still needs to be revealed and kind of like understood. So I'm trying to get some clarity around that. Okay, Ten of Swords and the Page of Swords and the Emperor. Okay. With the Four of Pentacles reversed at the bottom. So for some of you, for many of you, I feel like this has to do with a divine masculine. We have Aries energy here. We also have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is something that happened to you very likely in childhood with the Ten of Swords and the Page of Swords. This is a childhood pattern. This could be with a father figure. You could repeat this with masculine energies in your life. But this is really about, so the Page of Swords is really curious, right? They face the world with a lot of enthusiasm and excitement. And I feel like this energy, whether this is a specific person or this was modeled to you, is partially kind of what impacted this, right? This could be, if you struggled a lot with material instability in childhood, this is like, the weight of that, the weight of needing to be financially stable and secure, may kind of have really shaped your life in a huge way. If this was like a father figure, maybe very traditional. This is somebody who is, you know, a leader and in charge and mature. This also could be a boss, but this is somebody who has those leadership qualities, but in their shadow, they can be controlling and stubborn and stuck in their ways. And what I feel like happened here is whether this is like, again, a direct person or this was like an archetype to strive for that you were being pushed toward, it kind of squashed your natural curiosity, right? That excitement, that wanting to take a leap of faith, right? Even if this is unintentional, it's like, because like, even if it's unintentional, like let's say this is a father figure and they really wanted to impress upon you how important, you know, hard work was, how important getting a stable job was. They're not wrong, but there's a way to do it that is productive and that is, there's a way to do that that doesn't squash your child's curiosity and enthusiasm toward learning, toward life, toward exploration. And as children, it's really important that we get that time to, like, imaginative play is so important, or like that sense of curiosity and openness is so important, right? Because in adulthood, we do have restrictions, we do have responsibilities, and I'm not saying that it's not important to teach your child about that, but if you're essentially trying to make your child be an adult when they're still a child, they never get to be a child. And with the Ten of Swords, I feel like there's something where it's squashed your natural curiosity. We have a moth image here as well. So this could very well be where it kind of like squashed your sort of intuitive nature, or like something you felt intuitively drawn to. So the last little bit of something that needs to come into balance here is you kind of reclaiming your power by reclaiming this lost sort of inner child healing surrounding, you know, that sense of optimism and curiosity and that sense of feeling like you deserve to explore your interests, feeling like you deserve to get to go after what you want, right? This could be where you're breaking away from a more traditional path to seek out what it is that you desire. But this has everything to do with trusting yourself, trusting your intuition and where you feel led, and being willing to take chances, knowing that the universe has got your back, but also that you're strong enough to handle whatever comes your way, because you've already done so many tower moments. It's like an old hat to you. So this is really, really cool, very powerful. I think this is just about everything I'm seeing for group 1. Excuse me. I hope this has been helpful. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below. It's an honor and a joy to get to read for you guys, as always. And I'm wishing you the best, brightest, most beautiful things that life has to offer. Take care, love bugs. Bye. There we go. Hi, group 2. Okay. You guys chose the Gate. So this is a card that usually has to do with taking a deeper look into a situation, but I don't feel like this is negative at all. I feel like there's a part of yourself, particularly your spirituality or your creativity, that needs, excuse me, further exploration, right? Because she's got the side boob, but she's like, got her dress like half draped on. So whenever you see nakedness in the tarot or the oracle cards, it always is indicative of vulnerability. So there's like a part of yourself, like a more vulnerable, exposed part of yourself that you're being called to explore. Many of you are aware of this. You know this by this point. But this feels very positive. This feels very enlightening, which I quite like. So let's see what you have for your oracle cards. You have, yeah, okay. You have pink, card 4 with Let Love In. Okay. And tangerine, card 17, which reduces to an 8. It's be spontaneous and have fun. A lot of warm colors, I like it. So this is from the Intuition Oracle, and this is like a very archetypal oracle. So I'm going to flip it over in a minute, but I want you guys to get a good look at the image. Okay. So we have 47, and that reduces to an 11, which reduces to a 2. We have the persistent, and the affirmation is, I hold fast to my goals and ideals as I persevere. Yes. And then, I'm not surprised, aquamarine with the water element, intuition, and we have another 8. So 8 is shown up twice. Okay, so changes that are being called to be made. Again, I feel like especially, first of all, I meant to mention with aquamarine, some of you might be Pisces or born in March. But this feels like something where this has a lot to do with, like I said, your creativity. For a lot of you, this is all about nurturing your own self-love, maybe letting other people kind of bring love in for you, or both, right? Because when we nurture ourselves with self-love, we attract people who love us. There's something where I feel like I hold fast to my goals and ideals as I persevere. There's something where I feel like this has been difficult for you. I'm almost getting like Venus in the 12th house, or like Neptune in your 12th house, or Pisces kind of energy, just 12th house in general, because it's something where it's been elusive for you. It feels like your creativity has been elusive for you. And there's something about it where it's like, again, with the vulnerability, it's like, how do I want to put this? I feel like you're finally exploring or learning to express this part of you, because you're finally greeting this part of you with love. And like almost looks like she's opening up a portal. And that's really what this is about, in part. I will say this card is also about like really looking more deeply into something, and kind of like taking a closer look. So there's something that you've been working on for a really long time. It's a goal. It's something that you've been striving for. This might be something that you love very much, or something that you're doing in the name of self-love. But I think what's been missing from it with, be spontaneous, have fun, and like let love in, just the imagery here. What's been missing from this is this emotional connection to it, right? Like being able to connect to this part of yourself. And again, for many of you, I'm picking up creative self-expression. And this is because you're facing these other parts of yourself with love now. You're facing these other parts of yourself with acceptance now. I feel like a lot of you are also repairing the relationship you have to your intuition. So you're following your intuition more. And I also feel like some of you, especially if you do struggle with creativity, or you struggle with like perfectionism so hard that it's like impossible for you to even create, because it's just very frustrating right from the get-go. Some of you are healing that relationship. It's like you are learning to create as a form of getting to know yourself, as a form of getting to express yourself to yourself, to love yourself in a more visual and tangible way is kind of what I'm getting. It doesn't have to be like visual arts, but that's just like what it's like, if it's a song, if it's a painting, it's like it's something that you can point to and you're like, look at this thing. Like, yes, I made it, but I made it because this is reflective of a part of me. And by looking at what you've made as a part of yourself, as you've been healing, like doing your self-discovery and self-love work, I feel like being able to like look at this thing or point to it or listen to that song, again, have like a tangible sensory experience. It's like you're getting to meet these parts of yourself. And I feel like it's a very healing experience. And this is something you've been working on for a long time. Also, too, if you have been working on this for a while and you're kind of in a rut, you're being encouraged to try to have some fun with it, right? Try to like breathe fresh energy into it. But let's see what you get for your tarot. My cute, teeny little Santa Muerte tarot. They're so cute, you guys. I can't. All right, I'm going to take those two. The Two of Swords is in reverse at the bottom. Yeah, so I feel like there's something where it's like you finally have made the decision, like, You may have cut something out of your life. Yeah, because I cut the deck again. We have 10 of Cups reversed and then the World. Yeah, it's something where I feel like you're finally making a decision to move forward. It's like with the 10 of Cups reversed, there's a recognition that you're sleeping on an element of your happiness. For some of you, this has to do with love. For a lot of you, I'm picking up creativity. This could have to do with self-love. We'll see what comes out. But it's like, this might not be perfect, or this might not be good enough to show to anybody else, or this might not be, you know, fill in the blank, whatever has kept you stuck and in stagnancy or not moving forward. This might not be it, but I will never get to my 10 of Cups unless I start moving, right? It's like, this might not be my happiness, my total fulfillment, but I won't get to it unless I'm willing to make changes. And for some of you, this can also have a lot to do with relationships, just because the 10 of Cups, this could have to do with a family relationship, a potential partner. You may have had to cut someone out of your life. I see that with the World as well. You may have had to cut somebody out of your life, or, you know, cut the dynamic between the two of you. And it's this energy of, I think there may have been fear around making the wrong choice. There may have been fear around, you know, she's opening a portal. Like, what does this new life for me look like? Because it is about this situation, but with the World, it was wrapping up a really big cycle. So there's this energy of, you know, I don't know what greets me on the other side of this, but I know this isn't what I'm looking for. This isn't my 10 of Cups, and that's more than enough of a reason to move forward. So I do see that here for some of you. Well, let's see what you have. You have, yeah, the 4 of Cups reversed. You're done settling. Absolutely what comes through. Woof, the Devil reversed. Good for you, baby. All right, Capricorn energy here. The Page of Swords. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Chariot, nice. Okay, Cancer's energy showing up. And, oh, yes, the High Priestess. Pisces energy. So again, a lot of water here. So again, Pisces, Cancer, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Capricorn. All right. For some of you, this really does have to do with family connections, because the Chariot is Cancer's energy, and that deals with home and family. This also could be a thing where it started with your family in childhood, and then has been a pattern that's been repeated with romantic partners. So I'm kind of seeing this two ways. If this has to do with love, what I feel like this would be talking about is, again, the 4 of Cups reversed and the Devil reversed. You're done settling. You're done settling for tepid love, tepid relationships, people who are about you, people who are halfway. You're done. You're like, all right, I'm gonna open up the door to something new. Or you know what I feel like? I feel like this didn't even happen until you cut these situations out of your life. You may have had to have taken a leap of faith and been like, I don't know if there's something, I don't know if I'll ever find my person. I don't know if there's something better out there, but I know this isn't it. And I know I'd rather be alone than be with not it, right? Be with, like, to settle for being halfway loved, right? This is making me think of, if you guys, I don't know if you guys are familiar. So there is a, hang on, sorry, I'm fixing this. Psychologist who makes YouTube content primarily about narcissism, and it's Dr. Ramani. She's amazing. I would highly recommend go checking out her page, especially if you have dealt with narcissistic folks, or you're just, you know, you've been exposed to that. But she said something in one of her videos forever ago that just, like, blew my damn hair back. And, like, I think about it more than I can ever imagine. She said, everybody deserves to be loved and to be loved well. And anything less than that, it's okay to give yourself permission to step away. And I was like, she got me. She got me in that moment. And this has this energy of, like, you've given yourself permission to step away. Because halfway, and, you know, she was talking about it in a narcissistic abuse kind of way, but just in general. It's like people who aren't putting in the effort, right? They're not necessarily bad, but they're not meeting you part way, right? They're apathetic about the relationship. They're not participating in the relationship, whatever type of relationship it is. And I think in the past you've settled for that because maybe, especially in childhood, it's like you learned that this was all you could get, right? Or you learned that this is what love looks like. We often don't really think about it concretely, or at least I sometimes don't. Maybe you're on this journey too, and you've like had this moment too. But like the way that your primary caretakers love you in childhood is your blueprint for love until you go and do the work to change it. So even if they're saying the words, I love you, I love you, I love you, whatever their actions are, that's going to be how you conceptualize love, whether it's love or not. And I think that's one of the hardest things is that when we get to be adults, unless we do that reprogramming work, we do that kind of recontextualization, however we got treated, when people say I love you, that's what it means to us, right? So if you were kind of ignored with the Four of Cups, you were put on the back burner, you were treated as an option, not a priority. Even if somebody wasn't outright, terrible or abusive to you, that's your blueprint for love. That's what you're going to accept until you learn to rewrite the script. And I say this because he's got the scrolls and he's sitting down like he's writing. That's what it's going to be. And I feel like with the Page of Swords, you've been on a learning journey, right? I hold fast to my goals and ideals as I persevere. You've been on a learning journey to rewrite your script for what love looks like, both for how you love yourself and for how your other people need to love you in order to be a part of your life. So I feel like this is something where you already made a cut. You already did this. And you've already made the change. And now like the initial change. And as a result, with the Chariot and the High Priestess, first of all, you and your intuition are best buds right now. So follow it. Follow her right to wherever she leads you. She's got, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles lit around her, which always makes me think of the, 6 of Wands. She's leading you, right? Your intuition is leading you to success, to victory. We see that with the Chariot as well. It's interesting how she's got like the like mirrored sword glass kind of around her, and we see that up here too. You know what I'm almost getting to for some of you? This is a very powerful spirit guide who has your story written down, right? As much as it can be, because there's, certain elements of free will here. But they're watching your story unfold. They're watching it. They've got the plan. They've got the blueprint. And they send other guides to kind of help, or like they send little things in your reality to help guide you, right? This would be like synchronicities, nudging you in certain directions. Like this person, whoever the spirit guide is to you, speaks to you very heavily through synchronicity, signs, omens, and through your intuition. This person's not going to let you go astray, because whatever you're working on with this Devil reversed, it's very important, not just to your soul's journey, but to like your family lineage. It's important that you are doing this work. This person's not going to let you fall off the wagon. So especially with I hold fast to my goals and ideals, I persevere. This might be something where it's like in the past you've just been like, God, I just want to be done with my healing journey. I wish I didn't care about it. I wish I could just like drop it and like find a way to be happy in the life I'm living. But I feel like if you pick this group, you can't walk away from your own growth. You can't walk away from healing the generational trauma and the wounds. You can't walk away from it because it's so important. And this spirit guide wanted to help you through this, because again, with the world, you've completed this and it's beautiful. We'll get to it. But now this spirit guide wants to lead you to victory and success because you more than earned it. So for some of you, that's absolutely the case. They are watching this situation like a damn hawk. And they have been the one, again, nudging you back toward doing this work. But this is what this revolves around. This is like, I'm not settling for halfway. And for some of you, if this is more creative or this has to do with your own self discovery and actualization journey, this has to do with, I feel like you were more focused on other people because, again, there is a fear of knowing and truly seeing and loving yourself. So you may have been really focused on service to others, right? You may have had a block toward receiving. You may have kind of always been really serious with this, what is it? Be spontaneous and have fun. Really serious, really, because that Capricorn energy as well. Just like carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. May have had a really hard time kind of letting spirit take the wheel and getting in the passenger seat. And this is what you've been working on, because I feel like with the Four of Cups, there is this energy where there is a fear of facing yourself. So it's like you were always doing enough, because again, the Four of Cups is just, it's the quintessential kind of energy. You were doing enough to, keep yourself going on a regular basis, but there was an element here where you weren't emotionally fully participating in some area of your life. And I feel like you've become aware of this. And again, with that Two of Swords reversed, you're making the cuts, making the changes. Because with that Ten of Cups reversed we saw earlier, it's like, I need to get a move on and start moving toward happiness. And with the Page of Swords, some of you have really had to do the work to find out what that means. And it's been a process of letting people help you, letting people love you, learning to have fun, learning to let other people take the wheel sometimes, let other people figure it out, let other people, let the chips fall where they may, let other people get the opportunity to step up and seize their own power, emotionally and spiritually, especially. And this has been your work, and you have completed a huge cycle. So again, congratulations. And then as a result, your spirit guide is now really, so you've had this huge breakthrough. And as Pluto goes direct, or what's kind of changing in your life as a result, is your spirit guide is now trying to help you answer these questions of what do I want, right? I know what I don't want, and I've cut it out. What do I want? And this can come in the form of creative projects, the people you have in your life, just having fun and enjoying your life, right? You've really broken this massive, difficult, addictive, karmic cycle. And now is that, you've held fast to your goals and ideals. You've persevered. And now is the time for you to have some damn fun. And so your spirit guide's trying to lead you to something very profoundly beautiful and successful for you. I want to know what this is you're being led toward. Okay, you have the Three of Pentacles reversed. Woof, the Eight of Swords reversed. Okay. The Two of Cups reversed. All right, fine, I'm done. Yeah, and the Five of Wands is at the bottom. I feel like this is leading you to better connections, first of all, hands down. And again, with the Eight of Swords reversed, this is because you've had perceptions that have kept you perpetually stuck. This is why I feel like a lot of you may have been blocked toward receiving, or again, this Four of Cups but upright and the Devil upright as that was your idea of what love looked like. So you may have been attracting dismissive partners a lot, right? Or highly avoidant partners. And so you've really had to do the work to start to change your perception, right? Because with the Three of Pentacles reversed and then the Five of Wands at the bottom, you may have had a lot of power struggles in your relationships, a lot of chaotic people around you, a lot of just tumultuous energy, right? The Five of Wands, when there is that power struggle, it's confusing. It's like five dudes with wands in the traditional card, and they're all swinging their wands around, but nobody's hitting each other. Everyone's just pissed off and confused, right? And so you may have kind of gone from this energy of a power struggle, right? Constant power struggle, with people who are not participating in the relationship. This is teamwork makes the dream work, but it's reversed, right? So this would be an example. This would be if you're, you have this sort of program and you engage in a relationship with people who are halfway or who don't put in the sincere effort, right? Again, if you're blocked toward receiving, all you will attract is people who can take, right? And I think this is what it has centered around in the past. Those have been your idea of what love looks like. And it's you attract people into your life like that because it's a subconscious comfort zone. But then, then it's feeling, this is this energy of attracting them in, then feeling really frustrated by their lack of participation in the relationship. And then I feel like it was cyclical where it would just be why does this always happen? Or I always end up with people who never do their share or never, want to, especially with this image with the watering can, never want to like express themselves emotionally, never care about how I'm feeling. Like they never invest into the partnership at the same level. And this is because there were these perceptions that you've been working on undoing. And what this is bringing in as a result with the Two of Cups is a soulmate, baby. It's a fucking soulmate. I love too in this version how his skull is pouring into her skull, like with all the water. This person is gonna like, in their little eyeballs are hearts. This person that you're attracting in is gonna think the world of you. This person, because you guys I feel like are more powerful manifestors than you might be aware of. You may have had a block toward manifestation or like a restriction that's just been lifted, spiritually speaking. But you're gonna call this in quick. Very quick. Somewhere between, for a lot of you, between the Cancer full moon and then Pisces season. So that would be December to March, is when you're going to be attracting this person into your life. Not for everybody, but that's kind of what I'm getting. Yeah, and it's like you're attracting somebody who will be able to talk about their feelings with you, or be able to express their feelings with you. This is somebody who thinks loving thoughts towards you often and makes sure you know. For some of you, you know, if this isn't like expressly romantic, because I was trying not to skew it toward romance unless, but we have let love in and the Two of Cups. I'm not stupid. Like, for some of you, this is like, if this is, you know, having to do with more your own journey, again, it's like you have cut out what's not really serving you, what's not a part of your soul's plan moving forward. You've seen this new world that can exist, and what you don't see in it is going, right? You've had the clarity with the Eight of Swords, and what doesn't fit into this new vision for yourself and your happiness, you're really like in this place where you're creating your happiness, right? And so it's like whatever doesn't fit, whatever doesn't help support and grow your happiness is not coming with you. And as a result, you're only attracting with the Two of Cups people and situations that are going to help be self-constructive, excuse my burp, and like constructive toward your happiness instead of self-destructive, which I really, really like. Wow, this is beautiful. And for some of you, this Two of Cups is, like I said, really coming into internal alignment. So like, let's say you're in a very happy, fulfilling, romantic relationship. This is like you are coming into union with some part of yourself, and that only improves the relationships around you, right? And this could be as, you know, well, I'll say simple, but not easy. Simple as letting people help you more. Letting people, and this could be a perception that you've had where it's like, oh, nobody wants to help, nobody, like, I have to do everything myself. And this may have been an old perception that you've been carrying around for a while, and you're like, well, maybe I could ask for help, maybe I don't have to handle this. And some of you, I don't feel it's the majority, but some of you might be pleasantly surprised to find who in your life steps up to help you, to take on, you know, pick up the slack for you, to take on some of that extra responsibility. It's like the second you surrendered this perception, things are just going to shift so freaking quick, which is crazy because I feel like you've been in this other energy working on this for so long. Wow. So this is amazing. I think this is just about everything I'm seeing for group 2. If you are looking for help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below. But thank you so much for being here. It's always a joy and an honor to get to read for you. I hope I get to again in the future. Yeah, I think that's just about everything. So I'm wishing you guys the best, brightest, most beautiful things that life has to offer. And I will see you in the future, hopefully. Love you guys. Bye. Teeny cards. So cute. Oh, dip. Oh, no. Hi, group 3. So let's see. You guys were attracted to the serpent. This is not a super fun card in this deck usually. This can really speak about dishonest people, especially where it's like people who might want to tempt you to step outside your integrity. So this is, going to be kind of like a little sort of little nudge for some of you who have big decisions. Okay, so some of you with the skull here, you've already sort of really made a huge transformation, and there's gonna be like this pivotal point in your journey. And I don't think this is like just one thing, but this is a period of time in your life where you might be faced with a lot of situations and people from the past. You might be faced with a lot of people who you don't know why, you just kind of get like a ick sort of feeling, like they got an ick vibe, real bad. And it's just something like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like I shouldn't trust you, or like, I feel like I should not do what you're suggesting I do. There's something like that where it's like, you might be tempted to act in a way that is not really aligned with you. And this is like, I'm not talking something little like, saying your favorite color is blue when it's really red. This feels like this is going against your moral alignment. Like it's going to feel ick. And so you're just being reminded, like, think about how far you've come, right? This is the skull. This is like the old version of you, and it's tangled in the tree roots. Anybody who's trying to keep you where you were and not let you grow might not have your best interests at heart. So just keep that in mind. But for some of you, this is, like I said, you've made the transformation and the past is like rearing its head. And I really don't like the idea of saying the universe tests us, mostly because I think it's like a really dogmatic way of looking at, it's a punitive, dogmatic way of looking at the complexity of a soul journey, in my personal opinion. I'm like, what's the most concise way of saying what I'm trying to say? But I do think that, we shift our internal frequency. And there's a period of time where we've really done the inner work, but we haven't really seen it like fully manifest in our external reality yet, right? And like most of us don't really experience it where we wake up, one morning and our frequency, our vibration is suddenly higher and like, boom, that's it. And there's like such a stark contrast, right? Because we attract what we are. A lot of us have that shift happen gradually. And as a result, I think there's this kind of, if you start here and you're going here, there's this interim period here where you could be attracting things from your old reality and things in your new reality as you're going through your transformation process. And this is why I feel a lot of people think that intersection is being tested, when in reality you're attracting both, and you get to decide where you want to invest your energy, how you want to grow. Do you want to kind of hang out more where you've been, or do you want to kind of take some more steps toward where you're going? So for some of you, you've already done a lot of transformational work. You may have already done a lot of healing with the snake here. That is one ripped ass snake. Holy shit. Sorry. That is like Hulk snake. I am terrified. And it's just, this is kind of like a little nudge to be like, hey, as those things from the past kind of like maybe float in and out of your reality, just keep in mind where you're going, what you want to do, right? Keep in mind that you're not that person anymore. So this could talk about being tempted to act outside your integrity. This can talk about, when we get back around old people from our past and we could be tempted to regress. This is kind of talking about that. So this is just sort of like a little like heads up, is that, in terms of like what is changing, what needs to change, I think you're already on it. You're already doing a good job. You're in the process. It's unraveling or like kind of unfolding for you. But this is just kind of like a little, because for some of you, I'm almost getting this energy that you're very tapped into your spiritual journey. So you're always like looking at everything that comes your way and looking for the symbolism, the significance, the spiritual meaning. And so for some of you, I feel like there almost might be a little point of confusion of like, is this thing from the past coming back because it's actually meant for me? Or, what is this? And your team kind of wants you to know, like, I feel like for a lot of you, like pretty much everything that comes back from your past over the next, they're saying 4 months, over the next 4 months is going to be, it's just going to be like wrapping up things from the past. and it's just because you're still transitioning to a new experience, a new frequency. And the farther you go down the path of transformation and change toward who you want to be and what you want to manifest, the fewer and fewer kind of, fewer and fewer sort of like past experiences will come around. I almost said reboots. So maybe people or situations are coming back to try to like restart and rekindle things. And so I feel like for a lot of people in this group, you just need to know that like, hey, these things are coming back from the past, and always do, what you feel like you need to do. But it's like these things are coming back from the past, but they're not like faded in the sense that you are obligated to choose them. If you want to choose them, that's totally up to you. It's like that. It's just what kind of journey do you want to have? But I also feel like things that are coming in for the past for this group are not really going to have shifted all that much, not really going to have changed all that much, and you're not obligated or destined to have any type of particular journey with them at this point in time. I feel like a lot of you have wrapped up a lot of your old cycles, and it's like you don't have a destiny with those people, situations, circumstances at this point in time. So, really follow your intuition, but make the choices that you want to make, right? Manifest what it is you want to see in your life, and don't fear fate, essentially. So that's the first message, but let's see what you have. You have watermelon with card 3. Have fun with your inner child. I love it. And amber, awaken your creativity. So we have 15, that reduces to a 6. Somebody's name could be Amber. Somebody's name could be watermelon. Working with these colors, eating watermelon if you can. I know it's outside of watermelon season, might be helpful. But this has everything to do with creativity, right? Inner child, this card always makes me think of like big 5th house energy. So I just wanted to point that out first. We have, no way. Okay, flower agate with throat chakra and expression. Also a card 3. So the number 3 might be very important and significant. 3 months might be important. You could have 3 in your numerological chart. That thing. So, as your life path number, destiny number. I'm almost getting like your soul number, something like that. Take it as it resonates. But so these cards are from the Intuition Oracle, and they have archetypes and affirmations on the back, but I just wanted to make sure you guys could see the image because they're really pretty. We have all right, 7 with the Lovers affirmation. I attract love, abundance, success, happiness, and fulfillment. Yes. Okay. This is what I think is happening here. So with this throat chakra energy, you've really been getting in touch with your truth, right? You guys are trying to manifest. You guys are trying to manifest big time. You're really calling it in, right? You're at the height of, I feel like, or you're getting close to the height of your, your creativity, your ability to dream your preferred reality into being. You're really connecting with, healing inner child wounds, connecting with what would make you happy from a healed place, not a wounded place. Watermelons for me are always really about just like enjoying the moment, being wrapped up in it, right? Think about like a watermelon, like perfectly like crisp and so sweet and satiating at like the height of summer. Oh, wow, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I feel like that's the feeling that you're trying to call into your life in, all areas of your life, in terms of your success, your abundance, your money mindsets, your relationships. It's like trying really hard to make your life a place that you want to live, right? I heard something, this was a while ago, but it was a quote, and it was, what was it? It was talking about self-care. I'm going to butcher this quote, I'm sorry. But it was something to the effect of like, true self-care is creating a life for yourself that you don't feel like you have to constantly run away from. And I feel like if you were attracted to this group, that's what this transformation has been about, is like looking at, okay, where do I sell myself short? Where do I undercut my own happiness? Who is in my life that is really here for me versus, where do I really want to put my energy? Where do I want to be? Who do I want to tell my story with, right? And you guys have been really asking yourself these deep questions, especially when it comes to like asking yourself, what would really make me happy? What would truly make me happy? And you've been doing that work and getting in touch with your truth, and you might not have all the answers yet, but I think you guys have at least been kind of like crossing things off the list, like, well, I know it's not that. I know I don't want this. You may have been really encouraged to kind of try a lot of new things in the last, I'm hearing 6 months. So going new places, trying new lifestyles, meeting new people, just doing things that you might never have seen yourself doing. And this is because you're kind of like, you're on a journey to figure out what your most ideal life would look like, because you are calling that in. But much like we were talking about that transitional period, I do feel as if you are going to be called to, again, things from your past are going to come back around. You know, people and situations, whether it's like directly from your past, or it's like, oh, you know, I'm attracting in people who do this, and this reminds me of this situation, right? It's reminiscent of your past, or it's literally people from your past. This, the retrogrades, both for 2022 and then 2023, may, you know, they may have been a kick in the pants, or they may still for a little bit be a kick in the pants. You know, or they're just a potent time to really reflect on this energy. So if you feel like you have not been able to get a break from the retrogrades, you might be going through this. But just in general, you know, like you're with 3 showing up twice, you're really expanding and you're creating the life that you want. And so your team is just here to kind of try to say, good job, keep going. Also, don't be afraid with the throat chakra to speak your truth. Some of you are holding back on important things you need to say. Somebody here needs to tell another person no, just plainly like no. You might be trying to think of the best way to, because I cut the deck, we have the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. It's like you're trying to figure out the best way to deal with this situation. You're trying to be diplomatic and tactful. But with the 5 of Wands, this person, no matter how tactfully you say whatever it is you need to say, this person's always going to make it into a power struggle. I feel like you, with the 10 of Swords, you've had a lot of difficult, painful endings or cycles or moments with this person. So you're trying to like leave things on a good note. You're trying to communicate in such a way that they will hear you. They will never hear you. And your guides are being super clear about this. For some of you, this is a love relationship. For some of you, this is with a Gemini, because the Lover's card in the tarot is Gemini energy. Excuse me. But like, I feel really strongly, what is this? Because this is poking out. Yeah, the 2 of Swords reversed. You're being called to cut this situation. I think you already know, but you're just trying to figure out how to do it. And that's fine. But if you're like sitting here spending a lot of your energy, right? This person's got a match, and it's like you're sitting here almost by like candlelight, or, you know, in the dead of night, secretively trying to figure out, how do I talk to this person? How do I, you know, say this diplomatically? How do I extricate myself? You need to know that there is no way you could say what you need to say and speak your truth in such a way that they will respond well to it. No matter how tactfully you put it, how diplomatically you say it, no matter how much time you give them to kind of prepare themselves, no matter what kindness you try to extend to them as you try to extricate yourself from this person or situation, it will always end poorly with the 10 of Swords. Not because you're not trying, the 8 of Pentacles reversed, but because this person does not want to work on it. I'm getting this really strongly, so we're gonna, Ace of Pentacles. You've extended the hand of this person many times. You've extended the opportunity to work on things many times. Ace of Swords, you've tried to communicate, this reversed, tried to communicate with this person like authentically, to try to work on this situation, this connection, this, you know, job, this living circumstance, whatever it might be. Yeah, exactly. So for a lot of you, this is always an inner child healing card to me. This has to do with an old childhood pattern. This could have to do with a family member. But in your mind and in your heart, I feel like you've cut your losses. You're kind of, you know, maybe feeling like a little defeated, kind of a little bummed about it, but you're resolute. You've made your peace with the fact that this is just not going to happen. And the reason why is because, again, with the 5 of Wands, this person doesn't want to work on it. This person doesn't, even if they have moments where it seems promising, ultimately, this person doesn't want to collaborate with you. And that's why it will always be a Ten of Swords, no matter how nice you are, no matter how kind you are. Because you were here, I don't know where it went, but with the Eight of Pentacles, yeah, you were here to try to work on it with them, particularly communicate with them. Queen of Pentacles reversed. You were here, and she's on a ladder. Yeah? Yeah. You were here to try to help this situation, this connection ascend. And this person was not. This person was making it into a power struggle. Meaning no matter how much you offered them the hand to, you know, offer them like something, they will always bite the hand that feeds them until they solve this within themselves, right? Until they deal with this, right? They feel like they're winning something. They feel like they're getting something out of this. And until they heal that, till they face that within themselves and they deal with why they do these things, it will never be on you. Because until they actually want to do the work, you cannot say anything. Pardon my sniffle. You cannot do anything. You cannot change their mind, because what is setting their perception is within them. And that's really important that you know that. And I'm almost feeling like I was drawn over to the serpent again. This person is noticing you changing. I feel like you've been changing quietly. This person's noticing you're not the same person you were, I'm hearing, a year ago. For some of you, up to 3 years ago. This person's noticing. And I feel like they're getting more agitated, or they're like trying to kind of elicit a response from you. So even if you're trying to like just put up boundaries, be polite, extricate yourself from unnecessary contact with them, they're trying to kind of poke at you because they know something is different, and they're trying to, again, with that Five of Wands, elicit a power struggle. That's what they're doing. It's really important for somebody to know that. But I want to pull some tarot to take a look at this a little deeper. No, but I want to look at it. The Star reversed. Yeah, I feel like there's something where you might feel like you're off track. The Hermit reversed. In those moments, always kind of turn inward. Reconnect with your spiritual self, your spiritual center, because that will help you kind of like replenish your energy and regain clarity and motivation. I really feel that heavily. But we have, yeah, the Four of Swords. Look, and there's the coffin. Something has just significantly, sincerely ended. The Page of Cups reversed. You guys, you okay? The Ten of Cups reversed. Jesus. And the King of Pentacles reversed. Oh. So for some of you, this could have to do with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have water sign energy here, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. For a lot of you, I'm feeling parent-child relationship, I gotta say. Whenever I see the king or queen of one suit and then the child of another, or of the same suit, that is a parent-child relationship to me. So sometimes, especially because we have Ten of Cups, this could be happy home, happy family, but it's reversed here. Excuse my burp, sorry. When I see the king or queen of one suit and then the page of another suit, because they're always the child archetype, this is where you have a parent where you just don't see eye to eye. And this is what I'm feeling here. For a lot of you, you have a family member who's most likely older than you. And this could be somebody you're in contact with. You don't have to be. We do have this coffin image here. So for some of you, this person will have transitioned out of the physical realm into the spiritual world. But what I feel like you're working through right now is inner child healing, for sure. I don't know what this was. I feel like this person may have been a stable presence for you in some way, shape, or form. Maybe this person was very materially stable. Maybe this person, always worked. But this person with the chest here, this person was a closed book to you. And I almost get the sense that what you've been trying to do here with the Page of Cups reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed and the Ten of Cups in the middle reversed is that you've been trying to change the situation with the butterfly, right? You've been trying to get to know them. You've been trying to kind of get them to open up. You've been trying to express yourself emotionally to this person. And this person, like what I'm hearing is they don't deal in cups. This person's the King of Pentacles. And I'm not saying that those two can't go along, but in this reading, that's what I'm feeling. This person, I feel like you really wanted this Ten of Cups. You wanted this happy family, and I feel like you were trying to do the healing work to create that. So maybe this is a parent who, you know, and by contrast, this could be a parent who's very unstable, who's very insecure. Maybe they could never hold down a job. Maybe they were absent and you're trying to reconnect. Maybe they were a workaholic and just never in the house. So you're trying to connect emotionally and heal that part of the relationship. There's something here where this person's just focused on their own stuff. And they also have their own baggage that they tote everywhere with them. Right? Again, we saw that Five of Wands. This person turns everything into a fight, I feel like. This person, I'm also hearing, might like weaponize communication to the extent where it's like they might give you the silent treatment, the cold shoulder. They're just like wildly inconsistent with their communication here. And I feel like you've had to close the door on this. With the Four of Swords, either you stop talking to this person or things have gotten real quiet. Like, you're like, I'm done. Because I think you've been reaching out to this person, trying to have a beautiful, happy, healthy relationship. Whoever this person is to you, whether it's, you know, a family member, an ex, a romantic partner, whoever this is. And also, too, this could be like a situation where it's like, you know, it is a parent, but it also applies to your romantic partnerships, just because so many of us have patterns from childhood that we project onto our romantic partner until we heal them. And I feel like as you've been doing the healing work, you've been trying to express your truth to this person. And like, I hate to say this because it's so blunt, but this person's not listening. And this person hasn't been listening. And I think that you know that. And that's why you've been trying to kind of close the door. But I almost get this feeling that this person is picking up on the fact that you're shutting them out. Either, again, because you've cut contact or like something like that, or you've just really withdrawn your energy, right? We have 4 little candles here, so this makes me think of the Four of Wands, and 3 have gone out, right? It's like you're just not participating in response to how they show up. Yeah. This person, I also feel like, projects this air of stability, particularly in the material world. They might be very accomplished financially, but this person internally is very unstable. This person is very insecure. And this person's actually threatened by you, as well as threatened by your emotional maturity, security, and your like emotional sense of emotional literacy. So your guides really want you to know you're on the right track to manifesting what you want. This is just kind of part of that process, and it sucks and it's not fair, and they're with you right now. I want to look at this one but not take it. The Nine of Wands reversed. Yeah, you're tired. And then the King of Swords reversed. This is somebody who sucks with communication, by the way. The King of Swords reversed in particular. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But this is somebody who is indirect, manipulative, again, uses communication as like a tool, like a power struggle kind of a thing. Again, like weaponized silence. Yeah, so I am seeing this here. This person seems on the surface like they're a very stable person, either emotionally, materially, or both, but underneath all that, no. Nope. This person, I feel like, watch out. This person's a snake. Yeah, we have the Moon, Cancer and Pisces here. The Empress reversed, absolutely, Taurus and Libra. The Three of Pentacles reversed, 110%. And then the Three of Swords. Oh my God. So we have 3 threes here. So 3 is super important for you guys. And your option 3. My goodness. This is just really reiterating what we were talking about. The Moon. I feel like you're trying to communicate your emotions. You feel this soul tie to this person. And if this is a family member, that makes a lot of sense. But this also talks about your emotional world and your subconscious. You've been really trying to do the work, trying to understand, trying to heal things. You know, she's touching the water, and we have the ripple effect outward, trying to connect to that part of you and heal that part of you. We see that with have fun with your inner child, like connecting to your inner child. You've been really doing the work. And with the Empress reversed, this could also have to do with a mother figure. But I feel like you've been trying to mother yourself. You've been trying to nurture your emotions, make space for your emotions. We have mother energy twice. And this person in particular, like this can apply across the board. But especially with this person, this is the person who kind of set the stage for this, or who is currently perpetuating this, that your team wants to kind of like acknowledge or warn you about. the Three of Pentacles reversed, this is like teamwork makes the dream work kind of card. And it's because, you know, in this version, he's watering it. The water is indicative of our emotions. This person's unwilling to divulge their emotions. This person's unwilling to give you, to like, you know, it's pouring out their emotions to nurture something, right? This person's unwilling to put in the emotional work to nurture a solid, healthy relationship between the two of you. Because again, power struggle. This person, like, they're like, this person's sitting on a box, but it looks like they're sitting on top of the other person. And we have like a little sword here. So again, it's like the sword of truth. This person is, I feel like they don't like it. They don't like the consequences of their actions. Like if you stop talking to them as much, or they know they hurt your feelings, they feel bad about it, but they are so invested in doing things their own way, right? King of Pentacles reversed, so stubborn that they would rather you feel defeated. They would rather you be hurt in the moment than do the inner work, than solve the problem. And part of it is because I think this person believes you're always going to keep coming back. And that things haven't really changed. This is why this person might, you know, the quieter you get, the more you try to move away from them. This is when they come back. If this is an ex, this is like you're trying to do your own thing. You're trying to like live for yourself, right? Nurture yourself, make an abundant life for yourself. And it's like whenever you're focused on your own stuff, you're doing your own healing work, that's when this person comes in and gives you scraps. They breadcrumb you. That's when this person comes in and tries to get a reaction out of you. And it's almost like they don't even care if it's positive or negative. They just want your emotional interaction. Because this person's so wildly emotionally immature, they don't know how to ask to have their emotional needs met. So they go about it indirectly. And any contact, any attention is better than no attention for them. And it doesn't matter to them what it costs you. And I'm really sorry about that. Your guides want you to know you are on the path to manifesting something much better for yourself, right? Because there's so many things here, it's going to be different for all of you. But you are on the path toward manifesting what it is you truly desire, and you've been doing the work, and you deserve not a single scrap less. So I think this is just about everything I have for group 3. I hope this has been helpful. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below. It's been an honor and a joy to get to read for you guys today, and I hope I get to again in the future. Take care, love bugs. Bye.